Hello everyone, my name is Eddie Henderson. I am a senior majoring in horticulture and I will be graduating in May. Um, I currently live in Fuquay-Varina, which is where I've lived for the past 10 years, and I did my project on the Irish potato famine. So for my project, what I did was create a series of journal entries and a series of sketches that accompany the journal entries that are written by a young boy who lived during the Irish potato famine. So I have all of my journal entries and sketches here, but they're a little difficult to see with the webcam. So what I've done is I've scanned them all and I'm going to insert them into the video so everyone can better see them. Now before we look at my journal entries and sketches, let me just briefly state the importance of the Irish potato famine. Of course, as you all know, it resulted in the death and mass migration of millions of Irish. And the other main reason why it is so important is that it was a key factor in the development of the germ theory of disease. Because before this time, people really had no idea that germs or microbes were the cause of disease. But now let's take a look at my project. So overall, there are 6 journal entries, and I use Microsoft Word to type out the journal entries because the script on Microsoft Word looks much better than my script. And I decided to use script because I felt that it would be more appropriate for the time period. And for each journal entry, there is a sketch that goes along with it that reflects some aspect of the journal entry. Now let me just briefly cover what happens in each entry. And just as a note, I'm not going to read each entry word for word. You can easily just pause the video and read it for yourself. So this first entry and sketch set up the background information. We basically have a happy Irish family that isn't extremely poor. They have enough money for a cow and a horse, and they even are sending some of their children to school, and of course they have enough to eat. This all reflects what Ireland was like before the famine struck. This second entry also provides more background information, but this is when some problems begin to happen. I note that the weather has been warm and very rainy lately, and that a nearby farmer has started to notice some black and brown spots on his potato leaves. The main character remains very optimistic, however, and at the end of the entry, I sneak in the fact that all potatoes at this time were clones of just one cultivar. For the third entry, the disease enters the picture, and so I included sketches of potatoes with the potato blight. I also included a popularly held belief at the time that the potato blight was a punishment from God for all of the sinning the people had been doing. At this point, all of the farmers really begin to worry. At the time of the fourth entry, there is widespread failure of the potato crop, and people still have no idea why the potatoes are rotting. At this point, I had the father of the main character replanting the potato fields with potatoes that are already rotted, not realizing that he's just spreading the disease everywhere. For the fifth entry, the main character and his family are really suffering. They lost almost their entire potato crop, and now they need to look for work in order to gain money to buy food. They are very worried about the upcoming winter, as is the rest of Ireland. The situation just gets worse in the sixth entry. The family had to sell their horse so they could buy bread and cornmeal because they have no potatoes, and the father is now working in a factory. I have the main character note that he heard that a fungus, or a mushroom, is causing all of the rotting. He finds this hard to believe because he has absolutely no idea that microorganisms even exist. I ended this last entry with the main character thinking about moving to the United States one day, which is what many Irish did as a result of the Irish potato famine. Well, I hope you enjoyed reading through my project, and I also hope that you learned something. And thanks for watching.